Thank you. Hi, guys. Welcome to Miami. One for each of you. Sebastian, you've already beaten Miami. You've played in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. What was that experience like, and what are you taking away from that into Saturday's game? And Thomas, hi. What have you heard about what MLS Cup is like and the atmosphere around this final? Thank you.
Yeah, I think, those two games give us confidence that we can go out there and do a good job and compete and work hard and get the job done. Two good games and just gives us belief in that, that fight that we can go out and do it.
Okay, we'll go over here in the back in the right there. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
The question
Go ahead.
was a little bit.
Yeah. Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know what to answer. What it means to have this cup here or to play this MLS. That's what we are playing.
Glance at the MLS Cup. You didn't hold it though. You've won 34 cups in your career. How much would you like to add this? And can you allow yourself to look at this match from a fan's, a supporter's perspective of how great this match is going to be on Saturday?
Yeah, I think this match is great. Not only I know you guys and the media and also the MLS. It makes sense also to make a point with Messi and a little bit myself and the bigger names. But I think it's about two teams. Did we have the best offense in the? No, pretty close. Yeah, almost. So, but two teams with a very attractive and good looking playing style. So yeah, perfect final in my opinion. Yeah, I appreciate to be part of it. And yeah, this cup is why we are here, and we wanted to bring him home. Home, maybe good. Okay, home. First time since a long time, but yeah, we are very excited.
Okay, we'll go over there in the back.
Sebastian, Tim Reynolds with the AP. Historically, the home team.
I mean, for us, it's just going out and doing our game. The pressure, it is what it is. I think, we've been ready for this whole season, and the pressures, it comes with it, it's a privilege and it's fun. And I think, our guys are going to lean into it, enjoy it. Home team, away team, I don't think it matters. I think we just want to go out there and execute what we do.
When it comes to the math, one question: what's our chances to win it away from home? 10%, 20, or less? Okay, but there's a chance.
There's a chance.
I'm glad to hear that.
Okay, we'll go over here in the pink.
Hello, Juan Castro from Newspaper Market in Spain. Thomas, on Saturday is the final, but it's also the last match of Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba. Which are your remains on the matches against these two guys? Thank you very much.
I don't want to talk too much about the matches we played, but I want to say these two guys are great players for the game, not only for their country and for their clubs. Big personalities, and if you watch them play in our game, it's always fantastic. They're role models in their position, so I tip my hat for them.
Okay, we'll go right there at the back. Thank you.
Thomas, can you talk about the matchup with Inter Miami? I know you haven't played them before, Seba has. What have your teammates told you about facing this particular team, and what have you seen in the film you've watched so far?
Yeah, as I said, I think the offensive lineup is pretty decent, and in the last matches they scored a lot of goals. They scored a lot of also fantastic goals. So we know what to expect from them. But as Seba already said, we are focusing on playing our game. We have a lot of belief in ourselves. I don't mean that we believe, okay, we can win it. Yeah, for sure, we are here to win. But what I mean, we trust each other on the pitch, regardless any result, any situation. Since I'm here, I have this feeling we are a very, very close group. Also, the guys are coming in always with a lot of energy. So our bench is strong, and so I've
individual players and all that stuff, but you do have a long history having played Lionel Messi 10 times, and also Javier Mascherano was on the field for Argentina, and those other guys were on the field for Barcelona. When you were with Bayern, we can't ignore that.
Yeah.
What is it like? What do you think it'll be like to be on the field from an MLS Cup final against players that you have had such a rich history against? Thank you.
It's for me, it's always nice to meet old friends. We are not really close, but I was always watching them playing, and they're great players. They were great players. Some of them still are. It's always nice when you can look back to your own history to meet them again. But regarding result or about the game, what was in the past is not very important for the future, but it's nice to see them.
Okay, and we'll go with Jonathan Siegel over here.
Hi, Sebastian, over here to your right, Jonathan from MLS Soccer. What has this year meant for you personally? You broke it into the national team, playing here in Cup, got some recognition. How do you reflect on this season so far? And for Thomas, the man sitting to your left, what's been your impression of him as a person and a player?
Yeah, for me, I think it's just been a steady build on every year of my career. I don't think it's ever came all at once. I think I've had to work hard for where I'm at. So for me, it's just been a steady continuation of what I've been doing each year, and now it's nice to see, taking that next step. And yeah, it's been a good year, but I think 9 months ago, we're sitting there and with the buddies in preseason saying like, our goal is to win the MLS Cup. So that's what really would make the year.
I give you a line to him after the game. But he's a good-looking guy, right?
All right, it looks like we'll go here in the middle. Pede?
Hello, how are you? Hi, Thomas. Do you play a lot of finals in your career? Where do you rank this MLS Cup?
At the moment, I rank it the number one because it's the only final we are talking about. It's upcoming. I didn't play, you know what I mean? At the moment, for me, this final on Saturday is the most important thing in my life. That's a good line, huh?
That's really
Boom.
nice. That's a nice one.
It looks like we'll go better in the back corner.
Simon Evans. You played into Miami, obviously, in that CONCACAF semi-final, and that was 2 great wins for Vancouver in that game. I'm curious, Thomas, did you watch those games? Because that was just before you joined the club. And Sebastian, they were kind of, to a lot of people who weren't watching the Whitecaps every week, they were games where you really stood out and caught a lot of people's attention, but also the Whitecaps as well by beating Miami so convincingly. What do you take out of that game? I know they've changed the way they play quite a bit, but what do you take away from those victories?
Yeah, I think you said they are, a little bit of a different team now than they were however many months ago. For us, again, it shows that the hard work intensity is going to be our starting point. With those 2 things, I think, there's no reason why we can't go out there and do what we do. We showed that if we have every single guy, coming in and starting and working 110%, we're going to be all right.
Okay, we'll go here in the front, in the middle.
Daily Hi Vancouver. Seb, your team has had a lot of success shutting down Messi. He's never scored against the Whitecaps. Why do you think there's been that success? And Thomas, the calf, you had it wrapped up pretty heavily last game. How is the calf going? Can you play 120 if you need to?
Yeah, I think it's just again collective, being a unit, defending as a collective, and it's not much more to it. I think, what we just said, the hard work, intensity, and just, give it everything we have.
I don't know. I don't know. Do you know how my calf is now? Yeah, to be honest, no. I think it's fine, but we never know. But it doesn't matter. Saturday I'll be there.
Everybody's laughing, huh? The way you think that was.
Yeah.
I just want you to play.
Yeah,
Right.
but I don't know.
Yeah,
To be honest, we will see.
All right,
But
well,
we're strong enough.
we'll go here to the front.
Thomas, Jerry Hawkins von Kicker Sportmagazin. Sie haben viele Meisterschaften und Titel gewonnen, WM und so weiter. Aber ich glaube, keiner von diesen Mannschaften haben so viel Verlass auf Sie wie Vancouver jetzt gerade für diese.
Ja und nein. German or English?
Can we do English?
Deutsch, Deutsch, Deutsch. Yeah, try both. Äh,
My German.
Also ja und nein. Vielleicht von der Aufmerksamkeit her, ja. Und wir haben sicherlich auch, seit ich da bin im August, noch mal ein paar Dinge verändert. Hoffentlich natürlich zum Positiven, aus meiner Sicht schon zum Positiven, aber eben, wenn dann ein bisschen durch mich und nicht, dass ich so eine enorm wichtige Rolle einnehme auf dem Platz, wie es vielleicht in anderen Mannschaften der Fall war, sondern ich glaube, wir als Mannschaft, und da sind auch die anderen Jungs gefragt, wir haben eine super Entwicklung gemacht. Deswegen ist meine Rolle, ja, sie ist sehr wichtig, aber die Jungs waren ohne mich schon vorne dabei in der Liga und zeigen das jeden Tag im Training und auch in den Spielen, dass sie jetzt nicht von mir abhängig sind, aber ich helfe natürlich schon gut mit.
And we'll go with the last question here in the room. Ferrari.
Hi, Thomas. MLS Español here. You've been very successful playing against Messi throughout your career.
With my teams.
Yeah.
We never played one-on-one. I must lie.
Latin American media are portraying you as the only one that can defeat Messi. You're not the anti-Messi, but the one that can beat him, the villain, let's say, for them. Do you feel comfortable with that? Do you think that Messi plays a
When I look
thing-
back in the past, I feel very comfortable with that because that's already in the books.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of great experience in these games with my teams, so it was fun. But it doesn't really matter for Saturday. It's a new game. Maybe it gives you the feeling I always have my confidence to beat someone or to compete with someone as a team and as an individual. So I don't need my history that much to be confident. And the same, the boys did. They won against Inter Miami this season twice. But what does it mean? It gives you a little bit of good feeling, but in the end, the game is decided on the pitch and on Saturday in the future. So it's a nice thing to talk about. And I hope we can continue to talk about it Saturday after the game. But you know how the game goes.
And with that, we'd like to conclude today's press conference with Thomas Müller and Sebastian Berhalter. Thank you very much and good luck in the game.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you.
And we will be joined momentarily by Jordi Alba and Noah Allen from Inter Miami. Nos estará acompañando Jordi Alba y Noah Allen momentáneamente.
Or when are you going to take over from Space? Yeah.
Welcome everybody to today's press conference with Jordi Alba y Noah Allen. Bienvenidos a todos a la conferencia de prensa de Noah Allen y Jordi Alba. Por favor, levante la mano. Please raise your hand. Okay, and we'll go ahead and start right here first.
Buenas tardes. Jordi, Juan Castro del diario Marca, de aquí bueno, de España, perdón. Jordi, visualiza el niño que salió del Hospitalet jugando al fútbol y luego visualízate en la final del sábado. ¿Qué nota le pondrías a tu carrera?
Bueno, al final, obviamente, he tenido partidos malos, buenos. Creo que excelente, ¿no? Ese niño que soñaba con jugar en primera división ha cumplido todos sus sueños y, bueno, incluso más de lo que pensaba, ¿no? Entonces, no me puedo quejar para nada. Al contrario, muy agradecido de la carrera que he tenido, de los equipos que he estado y todo lo que he aprendido, todo lo que he disfrutado y bueno, ha sido un privilegio, ¿no? Y bueno, sí que es una semana con muchas emociones, sabiendo que va a ser mi último partido y obviamente pues se vive de diferente manera, pero con la decisión firme, que es la de terminar mi carrera en, bueno, en el mejor escenario posible y en una final. Ojalá que salga del lado nuestro.
Vamos a ir allá atrás.
Jordi, buenas tardes. Te quería preguntar, bueno, acabas de decir, lo último partido de tu carrera puede ser, además levantando el título, también el de Sergio y el último partido oficial en este estadio para Inter Miami. ¿Qué ha significado ese paso por la MLS y por Inter Miami para ti? ¿Y qué sientes del partido que viene siendo una final?
Bien, bueno, sabía que era una experiencia diferente, pero atractiva. Me volví a reunir con antiguos compañeros. Sabía, bueno, del equipo que era antes de venir nosotros, en lo que estamos ahora. Creo que el club ha tenido un crecimiento importante. Eso ha sido gracias a todos los trabajadores, bueno, a los dueños, a los compañeros que hemos tenido anteriormente y bueno, creo que nos ha costado mucho llegar hasta aquí. Una final que para el club es histórico y bueno, a nivel personal, pues vivirlo de la mejor manera posible. Ya he tenido la suerte de jugar muchas finales, pero creo que también está especial bueno, por todo lo que es y bueno, que va a ser mi último partido y bien, muy emotivo y nos vamos a encontrar un rival muy complicado, ¿no? Sabiendo que tiene un gran equipo, pero creo que si estamos bien y con nuestra gente estamos jugando este playoff muy bien, tendremos muchas opciones, pero es una final y no hay favorito.
Vamos allá atrás.
Jordi, Juan Carlos Guerrero para el Camerino. Te tomo la palabra lo que acabas de decir al final. Un gran playoff que se ha jugado, un gran, no cierre porque el cierre será este sábado, pero un gran rendimiento. ¿Qué ha pasado desde ese tercer partido ante Nashville? ¿Qué han hecho de diferente? 3 goleadas consecutivas, el equipo pareciera que es otro. ¿Qué ha sucedido dentro del Inter Miami? ¿Qué les pidió Mascherano? Y ofensivamente, ¿en qué ha cambiado el equipo? Gracias.
Bueno, hemos seguido trabajando igual, ¿no? Creo que atrás pues estamos mucho mejor, ya no solo los defensas, sino todo el equipo, estamos presionando arriba, estamos pues no dejando muchas ocasiones al equipo rival y luego ofensivamente creo que estamos llegando y estamos metiendo muchísimos goles, ¿no? Que al final eso es importante también para, igual que los delanteros quieren, ¿no? Que los defensas pues estemos bien atentos. Obviamente cuando eres defensa, pues si tenemos 3 ocasiones y metemos 2 goles, pues para nosotros también es mucho más fácil. Yo creo que eso se trata del equipo, de tanto el punta en este caso como es Leo, hasta atrás que ahora mismo es Rocco, pues todos a una, intentar atacar y defender de la mejor manera posible.
Ok, vamos aquí en medio con Lizzie.
No,
Primero.
I'll start with you. Before the playoffs started, we talked about what the team felt last year, losing that first round, wanting to reach this point, going through that like mental roadblock, but also doing it for Jordi and for Busquets. What is the vibe now in the team? What is these couple days like in preparation? And how have you seen Mascherano evolve as a head coach since he arrived in November and January?
Yeah, I think everyone's really motivated, like Jordy said. We're trying to stay consistent throughout this whole playoffs. Stay motivated, stay confident in each other and humble, and take it game by game. And I think that's what we've been doing. And yeah, the group is very motivated. And in regards to your question about Coach Mascherano, he's just been an excellent coach for us. Always working with, whether it's the back line, midfielders, our attackers, he's always, talking and communicating with the players, and it's been very, very good.
Okay, we'll go over there at the back.
No, Tim Reynolds with the AP. To kind of follow up on that last question, just what's your personal mindset right now? Like, does Saturday seem 2 days away, 2 hours away, 2 years away? Like, what's it been like waiting for this moment, for this opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited, and obviously there's nerves. That's normal in a final. But very excited, and taking it day by day. Making sure to come into to training every day motivated, and ready to get the best work that I can get, and mentally prepare myself as well as the team. That have a big final, not only for us as players, but for the whole club and the fans. That it's the most important game in our history.
Okay, we're gonna go here with Jonathan.
I know it's your right over here. Jonathan from MLS. You all have the unique opportunity to host a cup. That doesn't happen every day. What's that mean for you as a player, especially as a homegrown, being here in Miami and having this opportunity before the fans?
Yeah, no, it's an amazing feeling. I mean, not only to play in the MLS Cup, but to play at home in front of family and friends, and people that you've grown up with. It's a great feeling, but at the same time, the most important thing is to win, and I think all that is out, whether it's home or away. The goal is to win the game at the end of the day.
Okay, and we'll go over there in the middle.
I'm Michael McCall from AFTN in Vancouver. Just to both of you, if you could, Vancouver, when you played in the Champions Cup, comfortably, I think, got through those 2 games. How do you see this Miami side different to what that team was, and what have you made of Vancouver this season?
Yeah, they're a great team, and they beat us in the CONCACAF. We know that it stung, but we kept that in our minds, right? And going into this final, we have that motivation in our minds. But yeah, they're a great team. They added great pieces as well. And yeah, full respect to them.
Jordi, hizo la misma pregunta para los dos. El equipo, obviamente, ustedes jugaron ya en CONCACAF Champions Cup. ¿Cómo se siente el equipo de esta manera a la vez pasada?
No, creo que somos un equipo totalmente diferente, que llega en un momento diferente al que nos enfrentamos contra ellos. Sí que es verdad que el partido que jugamos allí, pues bueno, creo que hicieron un gran partido. Aquí la primera parte creo que estuvimos mejor nosotros, pero obviamente con el resultado en contra, pues bueno, ya nos fuimos muchos jugadores al ataque y, y bueno, sí que dejamos muchos espacios, ¿no? Esto es una final, se va a jugar totalmente diferente, de una manera diferente. Y obviamente si hacemos las cosas bien, pues tendremos muchas opciones, sabiendo que nos enfrentamos a un grandísimo equipo.
Okay, we'll go with Alex in the back.
Hey, this is for both of you. You've obviously played with a lot of different types of managers. What makes Javi so special and unique?
No, I mean he's a younger coach. I'd say he's I feel like he's been around the new game closer than the other coaches that we've had in the past. He understands this new era of the game. I feel like, but yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, he's very communicative. He talks to all the players. He wants the best out of all of us, right? And he knows that if he gets the best out of all of us, that the team's going to succeed together. And that's what I think we've been seeing this year.
Y también la pregunta para ti, que ¿cómo es Javi? ¿Cómo es Javier Mascherano? Sí.
Bueno, yo tuve la suerte de jugar con él, de tenerlo como compañero y sí, ¿no? Es una relación diferente, pero bueno, en ese sentido, ¿no? En el trato en el campo, pero más allá de eso, creo que la relación sigue siendo igual de buena. tenemos mucha confianza y creo que está haciendo un gran trabajo, tanto él como todo su staff. Creo que sinceramente ha hecho un grandísimo trabajo, independientemente del resultado del sábado, pero bien, orgulloso de que me haya entrenado, de seguir aprendiendo de un entrenador como él y creo que en el futuro pues será un mejor, ¿no? Pero ha hecho un trabajo espectacular aquí en Miami, ¿no?
Ok, vamos aquí enfrente.
Jordi, I have one for each. Jordi, quisiera preguntarte un poquito desde el punto de vista emocional, cómo se maneja una final, sabiendo que ustedes no solamente tienen el peso, hablando de los jugadores de más experiencia, sino que también tienen que guiar a jugadores que tienen su primera experiencia en una gran final.
Sí, creo que no se vive de la misma manera una final que pueda tener Noah, en este caso, a la que pueda tener yo, ¿no? A nivel de emociones, sensaciones. Yo recuerdo mi primera final que fue en una Eurocopa y obviamente siempre quieres ganar, quieres hacerlo bien. Eso es, bueno, es un partido diferente al resto, pero creo que con el paso de los años pues lo gestiona de otra manera, ¿no? Y esa es nuestra función, intentar que estén tranquilos. Creo que ya llevan tiempo jugando a un grandísimo nivel y sabiendo, bueno, yo creo que todos tenemos esa, bueno, esa motivación por ganar, por hacerlo bien y bueno, estoy convencido de que bueno, van a salir con esas ganas que, pues que nosotros hemos jugado muchas finales, pero esas ganas que yo tenía al principio, pues también se la veo, ¿no? En jugadores como Noah, como otros jóvenes que vienen con fuerza y estoy seguro que con esa mezcla, pues vamos a intentar ganar, ¿no?
And a quick one for Noah. Noah, we obviously remember you from training with the second team. How special is it to close out this building, playing a final, and just having the opportunity to? This is home for you. It has been home for you for so long. How special is it going to be on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be very special. I'm gonna try to take it in as much as possible. But obviously, I have a match to focus on and a match to go out and compete in and to win. That's the most important thing. But yeah, it's gonna be a great feeling for myself, for my family, friends, like I said. And I'm just very excited to play this match.
And we'll go back in the corner and let's keep.
Jody, purely from a personal point of view, I know as a team you'll be focused on the game and everything, but ahead of your last game as a professional at the end of an amazing career with your national team and with Barcelona and so on, is there a little bit of a different emotion going into this game, or are you able to suppress that? And does it help having Sergio alongside you, who's in the same situation?
Había entendido al principio de la pregunta, pero ya me he liado, ¿eh?
Okay. ¿Cómo han sido tus sentimientos ahora que es el último partido y Sergio obviamente está en el mismo plan que tú?
¿Cómo? He entendido más a Eka, ¿eh?
Sí.
Ah, sí, sí.
Sí, que es en los últimos, sí.
Ah, no, 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 no. Agita el trabajo. No, es diferente en el sentido de que sé que va a ser mi último partido. O sea, es así. Pero no porque sea una final. Obviamente es un aliciente más. No estamos jugando un título que para mí es importante, pero creo que es más importante para el club, obviamente. Y bueno, lo juego como eso, como una final, pero sabiendo que pase lo que pase, va a ser mi último partido, ¿no? Entonces, ojalá que me pueda ir con sensaciones positivas de que me voy, pero ganar un título. Y veremos, no es una final, puede pasar cualquier cosa y bueno, sí, Busi está en la misma situación que yo, pero bueno, cada uno lo vive de diferente manera y bien, seguro que será un partido emocionante. Bueno, ahora tampoco te puedo decir cómo lo viviré porque eso se vive en el momento, pero sí que te puedo decir, ¿no? Mi último partido, por ejemplo, con el Barcelona, pues fue muy emotivo, muy emocionante, porque sabía que no iba a volver a vestir esa camiseta que tanto me dio. Pero bueno, esto ya no se trata de un equipo u otro, se trata de que vas a dejar de jugar al fútbol y obviamente es un paso más grande.
Ok, vamos con la última pregunta, vamos a ir con
Jordi, acá, ¿cómo te va?
Primero.
Te quería preguntar, ¿qué hablan con Sergio, Luis, Leo, que han jugado tantas finales sobre esta nueva final que tienen? Y si en algún momento de esta temporada que mostraste tan buen nivel y sobre todo en los playoffs, ¿no dudaste un poco de la decisión?
No, dudar no, no. Obviamente sé que puedo jugar más a nivel físico, me noto que estoy bien, me noto que estoy rindiendo bien, obviamente, pero bueno, es una decisión más allá, ¿no? Aparte del físico hay más cosas Y en ese sentido, las cosas están yendo bien, estoy jugando bien, el equipo está ganando, está jugando bien también y obviamente me da pena, ¿no? Me da pena porque el día a día este no lo voy a tener más, pero la decisión, ya dije en su momento, que no era de un momento, bueno, de un día para otro, sino al contrario, ya llevaba tiempo meditando esta decisión y cuando hago las cosas lo hago de la máxima certeza y en ese sentido, bueno, no he tenido dudas y obviamente me da pena porque se va a acabar esto, pero sin más, ¿no?
Okay, with that, we'd like to conclude today's press conference. Con eso queremos terminar la conferencia de prensa de hoy. Gracias.
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 Thank you.
Gracias. Chao.
Bueno, Javier, aquí estamos. Dos preguntas. Una es, Tadeo Allende no estaba en el entrenamiento, si puede decirnos qué pasa con él, si va a estar disponible. Y también tus memorias de jugar contra Thomas Müller, si nos puede,
No son las mejores.
si puede escribir eso. Y también Allende, ¿dónde está?
No, Allende está acá, no se fue todavía. Está. Bueno, buenas tardes para todos. Tadeo hoy presentó un par de líneas de temperatura, entonces preferimos que no entrene, a estar tan cerca. Ganado todo con el Bayern, un jugador que le da no solamente a Vancouver, sino a la Liga y a la MLS una jerarquía diferente, ¿no? Un grandísimo jugador. Nada, esperemos que mañana la moneda caiga del lado nuestro, nada más.
Vamos hasta la última fila allá atrás.
Javier, buenas tardes. Bueno, has enfrentado muchas finales a lo largo de tu carrera, pero esta como entrenador, ¿qué significa tener a un equipo, no estar en la cancha, sino estar tú al frente del equipo? ¿Qué diferencia hace de jugar a estar aquí?
Bueno, obviamente que claramente como entrenador uno lo vive de manera diferente, tratar de transmitir tranquilidad al equipo, de preparar de la mejor manera la semana, el partido. Tampoco es, más allá de que sabemos que el contexto, el entorno y la exposición es mucho más, no es diferente a lo que venimos preparando los partidos anteriores. Al final, para nosotros los partidos anteriores también eran finales. Si no ganábamos, estábamos fuera. Así que claramente hemos llegado al objetivo de jugar el último partido por este hermoso trofeo y nada, tratar de seguir en la misma línea que nos ha traído hasta acá, ¿no? La verdad que el ánimo del equipo, la atmósfera que tenemos dentro del grupo es muy buena y esta semana ha sido como te podría decir, las últimas o los últimos 2 meses, donde muy buena dinámica, todo el mundo concentrado, todo el mundo aportando y todo el mundo enchufado para el partido del sábado.
Vamos a estar ahí atrás.
Gracias. Javier, acá al fondo, ¿cómo estás? Recién Alba decía tu crecimiento como entrenador, que hiciste una gran temporada. Empezás a tener reconocimiento también por parte del público, por la prensa. Bueno, esto se está dando en los últimos tiempos, ¿no? No sé si lo sentís igual, pero creo que como los jugadores hacen ajustes, también hiciste vos en el equipo. Metiste manos, sacando en un momento a Ustari, en el último tiempo a Luis. Decisiones difíciles para un entrenador, siempre sacar a un jugador, pero más de ese peso. Quería saber cómo lo gestionaste, cómo fue la idea de esas decisiones, si se hablan con las figuras, con el cuerpo técnico, porque al fin y al cabo esas decisiones también hicieron que el equipo esté en la final, ¿no?
Bueno, al final creo que el mayor reconocimiento para un entrenador es que los jugadores hablen, hablen de vos y si claramente eh, hablan bien es lo mejor que te puede pasar. Al final es eso. Sabemos que más allá de todo, los entrenadores viven de los resultados y cuando los resultados no se dan, claramente son los responsables y están en el foco de atención. Y en cuanto a las decisiones, sí, hemos tenido que tomar decisiones. Claramente, quizás para el público o para la exposición pública, cuando tomás decisiones y en esas decisiones vinculan a nombres importantes, genera mucho más ruido, pero nosotros durante toda la temporada hemos tenido que tomar decisiones y tampoco son fáciles tener que tomar decisiones con jugadores que no tienen tanto nombre, porque al final somos todos personas y cuando uno entra hay otro que tiene que salir. Claramente a mí como entrenador me gusta tratar de argumentar las decisiones y sí, hemos en la mayoría de casos argumentando al futbolista cuáles son las decisiones de por qué a uno le toca entrar, por qué a otro le toca salir, eh, y no muchas veces porque el jugador lo pida, sino porque claramente a mí me gusta hacerlo de esa manera. Lo que trato de hacer es mi trabajo lo más honesto posible, ser claro, no tratar de, de manosear una situación y equivocado no, tomar la decisión que creo que tengo que tomar para el bien del equipo, nada más.
Okay, vamos allá atrás. We'll go to the back over there.
Javier, when you look at the trophy, what goes through your mind?
No, I wish to live. So we are going to do everything that we have in our hands to lift the trophy, just like this.
Okay, we'll go to the back in the red shirt.
Javier, Jay Janor, Global Sports in Vancouver. Can I ask you to look at this match from a fan perspective, a supporter's perspective, when you look at both sides, when you look at the superstar players that are going to be on the pitch, take off your coaching hat and look at it from a supporter's perspective of how great this match could be for us?
I think we are going to have 4 World Cup winners on the pitch. I think it's very, very interesting for the league. I was talking before that will be the first time that a world champion will be champion, MLS champion. So hopefully it's not true. I don't know. It's true? Okay. So hopefully can be 3. But at the end, I think it's very, very interesting for the league, for this country, for the sport. to have this kind of game, no? With two good teams that we were fighting during the whole season. We faced in champion semifinal this season. So the two teams were competing very well during the year. So for me, it's a great news for the sport and for the country.
Okay, we're gonna go right here in the front in the middle.
Hola, Javier. Buenas tardes. You played Vancouver twice in April, and Kubas Berhalter, they really frustrated your team. How do you make sure that doesn't happen on Saturday? And what's different about Miami this time around?
I think obviously they were much better than us in April, but the situation is not the same. We are in a different situation because now we arrived to this final with confidence, with some different players. We know that they have a very good team. I don't like to talk about some players because they have too many good players. But at the end, we have our tools to do our game and trying to be better than them.
We'll go here in the middle with Lizzie.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Tú habías dicho a principios de la temporada que entre cada derrota y victoria se aprende algo. ¿Cómo has visto a tu equipo y a tus jugadores evolucionar y aprender a través de la temporada?
Bueno, creo que claramente ha sido una temporada donde el equipo ha tenido muy buenos momentos, donde hemos competido realmente bien durante toda la temporada. De hecho, por algo somos el equipo que ha batido récord en cantidad de partidos jugados en una temporada en la MLS. Y creo que el equipo ha tenido la resiliencia para cada momento duro que nos tocó pasar, levantarse. Es decir, hemos competido bien en Champions, pero hemos caído en semifinales. Nos ha pasado lo del Mundial de Clubes, que era difícil y nadie esperaba que nuestro equipo pueda clasificar entre los 16 mejores y sin embargo lo conseguimos. Pero también tuvimos una derrota dura que era previsible, pero bueno, uno siempre tiene las esperanzas. Después pasó lo de la League Cup, que también competimos y nos quedamos a las puertas en la final. Pero el equipo en estos últimos 2 meses volvió a levantarse para tener el objetivo de poder llegar de la mejor manera. Entonces creo que los jugadores han tenido la fortaleza para levantarse en cada uno de los momentos duros que nos ha tocado vivir en la temporada. Llegamos el sábado al último partido, a todo o nada. Creo que es un gran premio al trabajo que han hecho los jugadores durante todo el año, al que han hecho como grupo. Y bueno, el plato grande lo tenemos el sábado. Será cuestión del deseo que tengamos de comerlo o no. Así que esperemos que el sábado nos levantemos con mucha hambre.
Okay, we'll go to ahí en medio con Pedro.
Javier, ¿cómo te va? Bueno, siguiendo un poco en la misma línea, te quería preguntar en qué momento sentiste que podían llegar a la MLS Cup y qué hablaste este tiempo con los referentes del plantel, con Leo, que tienen tantas finales.
No, a ver, decir un momento, al final, cuando ya uno empieza a ver la clasificación, nos clasificamos ya en playoff, más allá de que tuvimos a una victoria de poder conseguir la Soporte Shield, dentro de todo no había sido una mala clasificación, habíamos entrado dentro de los primeros 4, nos daba la posibilidad de la primera eliminatoria tener la ventaja de campo. Sabíamos que, bueno, podía llegar a a ver que en la segunda eliminatoria tengamos que definir de visitante. Creo que había quizás un aire a que iba a ser fácil y que el candidato éramos nosotros, y ponerse muchas veces esa ropa de candidato no suele ser fácil, y el equipo respondió muy bien al partido con Nueva York acá en casa, ¿no? En el sentido de que salimos a jugarlo como lo que era una final, ¿no? En ningún momento hubo relajación, en ningún momento el equipo se desconectó del partido, sabiendo la dificultad. Entonces creo que todos esos momentos, todos esos mensajes que el equipo te va dando como entrenador, te vas viendo que a cada paso nos vamos haciendo más fuertes. Después, en cuanto a hablar con los referentes, yo lo he dicho más de una vez, que a mí me gusta hablar con el jugador. Creo que es importante saber cuáles son sus sensaciones. No creo que eso te quite autoridad ante el grupo, ni mucho menos. Creo que te acerca, genera empatía, y aparte lo haces parte al jugador de todo, ¿no? Y al final son ellos los que juegan, los que toman las decisiones. Y lo dije terminado el partido con Nueva York, ¿no? Al final, cuando un grupo de jugadores y de futbolistas están convencidos de cuál es el camino y hacia dónde tiene que ir, eso es imparable. Y bueno, a nosotros nos agarró en el momento justo. Y creo que es lo que necesitamos como grupo, mantener hasta el último minuto de la final del sábado.
Vamos con la última pregunta. We'll go to the last question over there in the back.
Obviously a lot of attention on Thomas Muller, but I'm interested what you think about Sebastian Berhalter, because American player in this MLS final. Pochettino seems to like him a lot, and he looks like a kind of player that Mascherano might like. What's your impression of him?
I don't like to play the rival. Obviously, he's a very, very good player. He's a key player for them, for Vancouver. He had a very good season, like you say. But at the end, I prefer to talk about our players. And I think we have very, very good players in our team, in our squad. I have a lot of confidence in them. So it's important for me trying to talk about the players that work next to me every single day.
Okay. With that, we like to conclude. Gracias.
Gracias.
Gracias. Gracias. Buenas tardes.
Hasta
Okay.
luego, gracias.
Sí. Go ahead. All right, everybody, we have Jesper Sorensen. Great. We like to start off with questions. Give me 1 second. Where are my mic holders? Can we go over there in the back with the camera, please? Jordi, can we go at the back, please, over there? The raise hand. Thank you.
Hi, Jesper. Welcome to Miami. When you took this job back in January, did you think that you could end up here sitting next to that trophy, having this discussion about Thomas Mueller playing for your team and playing against Lionel Messi?
No, that's the short answer. Huh? No, I didn't have those kinds of thoughts at all. Of course, when you take a job, when you're a coach, you always hope to do well, and you always hope to win whatever you participate in. But I didn't have that much knowledge about the league and everything, the club and the players. But and I didn't have any expectation that I would end up in a final, having Thomas on our team and play up against Lionel Messi. So I think it's for those obvious reasons. It's great being here. I think it's a testament to the team and the players, how well they've done throughout the course of the season. And I also want to start out saying that I think it's great being here in a final up against Miami. It's a team. It's two teams I think put a great mark on this season throughout the MLS. We played the two last MLS teams to stand in the Champions Cup. Both teams have been doing well and played a lot of games, participated in different competitions, done well. So yeah, I think that it's great being here. I didn't expect it at all when I started out, but as the season went by, of course, then you start seeing that we have the quality maybe to take it far, and now here we are.
Okay, and we'll go right here in the front with Michelle.
I'm Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald. Again, welcome to our town. I want to ask you how both teams have changed in your eyes since April, because you did play 2 games in April, but I know Javier Mascherano says, oh no, this is a completely different game, different team. How do you see, is there anything to be even learned from those 2 games, or are both teams very different, and how so? Thank you.
Yeah, it almost seems like it was last season, right? But it isn't, and I think it is 2 teams that are doing things quite similarly, but than we did, like we did in April, but still with different personnel and different players in. I think Miami changed a bit more on their lineups and the team than we did throughout the course of the season, but we also, changed some things also due to the fact that we got Thomas in. So I think it is obviously going to be different, but a lot of players who were there back then and are the same as the players who will be the Saturday. So I think, yeah, it's a new game. It's 2 teams that approach the game in their way, and we have to see who comes out on top come Saturday. But it is a little bit different the way you approach the game now. Also up against the Miami team that's changed on somewhat positions. Yeah.
We'll go right here with MLS Soccer to the right.
Hi, yes, sir. Jonathan from MLS. Berhalter was in here a short while ago, Sebastian, and he's had a fantastic season for club and country. What can you remark about his journey and what you see for him as a player, who I think a lot of folks in this room hope will be at a World Cup next summer?
I also hope that, because I think Sebastian has done so well. And when you have a player who's so committed to his football, to his career, and to his development as a player, and so committed to his team and his teammates, then of course you hope always the best for a player like that. And I think the steps he's been taking throughout this season, I think has been, it's the steps he's been working so hard for. He puts in the work every day, and I think Sebastian he's really easy for him to pick up advice. He wants to get all the information he can get, and he also wants to, so badly to develop. And I think that he's got the confidence also now that he can play at a level, for instance, for US men's national team, where he's done very well. Last time he scored a beautiful goal and put his mark on the game. And I think sometimes it's just the small things that will be able to take you to the next level. Give you the confidence that you can play there, and I think Sebastian's brought that in. He's such a hard worker, and I remember some of the things we talked about in the beginning was that he he was running actually too much. He had to slow down, and instead of run and play, he should play and run. And I think that he always wants to listen into whatever advice he can be given, and I think he's really deserved all the credit he's got this season. And I I also hope that he will be included in the US World Cup squad, but we have to figure out, that's not my call. But I think he's definitely done well, and I also think that he can take his talent as career even further.
Okay, we'll go all the way to the back.
Hi, Jesper. How are you? Well, Thomas is one of the few players that have a good record against Leo Messi. Have he given you some tips on something his team used against Messi to control him, or anything about that?
If he has given some advice?
So, yeah.
No. 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 We know that we're up against a player who's considered by many, and rightfully so, the best who ever played this game, and we know that you always have to expect the unexpected when you play up against a player like Lionel Messi, because what he can do is sometimes not abilities you can predict for, and not that you can prepare for. So you have to see whatever sometimes the game takes you and gives you. I think what is important is that we have a collective plan for how we do it, and of course Thomas played up against Messi many times, but in completely different settings as well, right? So I think it's he knows how he's been able to prevail in games when they went up against Barcelona or Argentina, but yeah, we will know that it has to be a collective effort, and that's what we will put up, not just against Messi, but also against Inter Miami in general.
Okay, we will go right here in the middle.
We've obviously seen the incredible impact that Thomas has had on the team, but from your perspective, how has the team evolved since he arrived?
Yeah, Thomas came in, gave a spark to the team, to his teammates, coming in with the experience. Of course, everybody knows about his career and what he's done, and he's done most in this sport that you can, and achieved most that you can achieve in this sport. So I think that always has a positive effect on your teammates, and they were excited that he came in, of course, and he's been in the middle of the group since he came, and he's just such a good guy to be around, and so generous with not just with but with his time for everybody, with his advice if he could get one. He just wants his teammates to help his teammates, and wants to win with Vancouver, and that was what we were talking about even before he came. And of course he knows that this is not Bayern Munich, but he wants to affect whatever he could affect positively when he came in, and also he's so loyal to the way we want to play, and he's so interested in getting to know all the details of how we play, because if he wants to help his teammates on the pitch, want to know what my thoughts are, how we're going to play and how we want to do this, and how's the pressure, and then he can on the pitch help his teammates. So it's been great having him in. He given us back to everybody, and then also a couple of times people also laugh of his jokes. Yeah. And then maybe one or two times also because they're funny. Yeah.
Okay, we will go to the back over there in the back corner. Go ahead.
Yes, but I'm obviously Inter Miami playing quite differently since Suarez has gone out of the team and Silvetti's come in there. I'm curious what you've seen them doing differently there, and even if you think that they're different there, do you still think the same opportunities are there that you were able to exploit in the CONCACAF games, as well as that change?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more balanced team now. And of course, we can see now they got Allende has played a big part for them as of late, and he stretches the pitch more for them with the speed. And yeah, they found a good rhythm here as of late, and they really found something late in the season. Also, DePaul coming in, of course, a quality top player for this league, no question about that. So I think they got a more balanced team than they had when we played them last time. And do I think that there's opportunities to take against them? Yes, but it's not going to be easy. They are in the final and hosting the final for a reason, because it's a great team with great players. We're here for a reason as well, and we're here to take the opportunities that might arise in a game like this. And of course, it won't be the same games. They will also learn from those two games, of course. Otherwise, it will be stupid. We also learn from the games, and then we have to see how things play out here. And in a one-off game, last time it was best of two. In a one-off game here in Miami, but we have to play. We have to play a very disciplined. We have to play a very strong game physically and running wise, and a very disciplined game. And we're used to doing that. Then we have to see if we can prevail come Saturday. But it should be a great game. There's so many good players on the pitch, and it should be a great showcase for the league. And I hope that we will able to play our best come Saturday.
Okay, we'll go right here in the front.
Hi, Jesper. BC Place, there could be more fans watching the game there than at Chase Stadium. The fans have traveled, they're all over South Florida. What is the support from the Whitecaps fans meant to you and the team, and what's it going to be like to see them there at Chase Stadium?
It's everything. It's everything we hope for. It's everything that we, for us, it's not natural that we have this kind of support. It's not natural that this kind of hype is around the Whitecaps in the city, and we really feel that everybody's behind us. And that's what you want to create. Sports in general, football in general, is not just played for yourself. It's for creating excitement around it. It's for creating, connections around it. It's some of the greatest things I think and believe that can make people connected. We see it everywhere. So I think the fact that people are traveling to Miami to support us here in Fort Lauderdale, people are in BC Place because they want to be. Everybody can watch it at home, but they want to watch it together, right? Because that's a connection you can make in sports, and I think it's great. It's not easy to make. You have to create excitement around you, and of course, you do that sometimes by winning, but also by the way your team appears and how the team acts, just both on and off the pitch. And I think that kind of excitement is what you hope for as a club and as a coach. I have to say that it's for me, it's the most touching part of all of it. Is what has been supporting behind this team and the way it's grown. Of course, Thomas also is a part of it. Gave an extra spark also to the fans and everybody. But I just think that that's the most beautiful part, and we will do everything we can to live up to that support. And yeah, I know that Miami probably would try to do the same for the support they get, but that's sports. And now we're here, and if you reach out for the biggest things in the sport, yeah, you have a chance to reach it, but you also have a chance not to. But it's better being here than not, right? And the support we get, it's really amazing.
We'll stay here in the front again.
Jesper, the game's going to get played in the hottest part of the day.
Mm.
Are you having to prepare differently for this? Because obviously it's not something we've been overly used to.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've put sunscreen on for a game, so I'll definitely prepare a little bit different. But no, we're not used to those temperatures right now when we play. So definitely it's going to be something that we have to think about with the hydration and stuff. But I think, yeah, it's not easy to predict a lot of things, and we can't do anything about it anyways. We will prepare, with the best we can with hydration, and but it's going to be tough. in these conditions. Of course, it will.
Okay, and we'll go right here in the middle.
Hi, Jesper. Cal, MLSsoccer.com. I just wanted to ask about two players, who have meant so much to the club over the years, and Brian White and Ryan Gauld. They both dealt with their fair share of, injury struggles this year. What's it like having them back in the team, kind of fully fit and firing, down the playoff stretch, end of the regular season? And what does it mean to the club and to the guys who are in the locker room with them about having them back on the field?
First and foremost, I'm just so happy for Ryan that he made it. Honestly, there was a period of this season where I thought that he might not be back this season. I'm so happy that he made it back. And I would say finally now he turned the corner where he can also add to what he already has on the physical part of it, and he really can push his level now. I know it's a little bit late, but better late than never, right? So I think for me, it's just, when you have a guy that has been such a vital part to take Vancouver Whitecaps to a next level, and then when everything, kind of explodes, he's not even there to take part of it. You just feel so bad. And Ryan has handled this period so well, and I'm just so happy for him that he's back and to be part of this, because he really deserves it. And of course, the same with Brian. Nobody deserves to be injured. It doesn't matter who it is. Nobody deserves to be injured, but it's part of sports, and it's always just too bad when people are out. Brian has been a major part of this season, no matter what, and it was nice to get him back. And having those two together, it's obviously it's great for the team, and it also means that we are at a better stage now than we were maybe definitely 5-6 weeks ago. And I'll also say that we had a difficult lead into the game against LAFC, where we had a lot of injuries going into that game, and we had Tristan and Brian hadn't played for a long time, but now they're at a better stage, and physically they're way better now than they were 2 weeks ago. So I think, yeah, we should be on an upward trajectory towards the end here. So that's great.
Okay, and with that, we'd like to conclude today's press conference. Thank you very much, and good luck, Coach.
Okay, thank you. Have a good game, guys.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck, man.
Yes.